One other thing, which in a sense was an outcome of the hearings that I mentioned peripherally earlier, and that was my own prosecution. I was indicted for perjury in 1948 by the Immigration and Naturalization Service for having allegedly testified falsely 2 years, almost 3 years earlier, at an immigration hearing that I was not and never had been a member of the Communist Party, and the government came up with a whole series of people who testified as to my close connections with the Communist Party, and indeed they were close, and I made no denial of them, but the jury was prepared to accept my testimony as truthful, and also the judge helped us out a little bit by handing an unusual instruction in a case like this that gave the jury the opportunity to decide whether or not the testimony about my membership or lack of membership in the Communist Party was pertinent and to the earlier immigration hearing, which it clearly wasn't.
I can't imagine how the INS could...
Well, it was a setup. It was a setup which the judge, Judge Black, George, what was his name? George Black, I think, whatever. Judge Black kind of went along with, and Boyd, who was then the attorney for the Immigration Service, he later became district director, cooked up just to give them an opportunity to ask these two questions. So it was a cooked up deal which had nothing really to do with either my very brief testimony that this particular person paid his bills on time, which is about the extent of my testimony, and at any event, whatever the reason, the jury decided that they weren't going to have me disbarred and sent to prison, which would what faced me if I'd been convicted.